The singularity is near. Welcome back, friends. I'm making this video because this has been a crazy year. I have been making content about near since 2020, 2021. And the truth is that this year has been particularly challenging, even for me, because there is so much going on. And one thing I've noticed after traveling around to a lot of conferences this year and engaging with many ecosystems is that even up until now, most people's understanding about near is limited to this far right corner, near being a sharded blockchain. Even then, not many people fully grasp what near offers as a blockchain, full sharding, account model, etc. There's a lot of untapped value there. But I feel like this slide has finally allowed me to convey in a much more simple visual way, perhaps, what is really happening in the near ecosystem. And yeah, there's just so much there. So the first thing that I'll mention as we try to unpack this slide is that even when we look at the context of just near as a sharded blockchain here in the corner, look at the description. Scalable infrastructure for AI agents and users to transact effectively at any scale. So it is wild to me that even in the tiny corner where I thought I knew and understood, we're already seeing a blockchain that is being designed and built and evolved for AI. And then we look at the front end and back end distribution. And here I want to mention a few things. The first one is that it becomes increasingly obvious, and once you know, it's impossible not to see that the near core team, the early founding team, are all hardcore AI people. And what we see from this chart is that they have a thesis for the world. They have a thesis about 1 trillion agents transacting with each other. They have a concern about a world where AI is inevitable, but how AI happens matters. And if AI is owned by a handful of companies from a handful of people, it's just a Black Mirror episode. So we can see how they have the blockchain as a backend to enable a new internet, a new world that introduces certain primitives that allow AI to be amazing. And that's when we look at the front end. So not only are there value-driven decisions, but there's also the understanding about just the way that we interact with the technology and how that's going to change. So for the first category, we have user-owned AI. And this one is a separate category because it is a movement. Here, there are a ton of partners. They've got a separate landing page with a little dragon that looks like a bat signal calling people to collaborate. They've got a research hub, there's a bunch of teams that it's just wanting to make that vision of user-owned AI a reality. So we've got AI that you can trust with your data and assets that make choices to benefit you. There's a whole stack there with a lot of partners and an open call for collaboration. Then we have intents. I've been diving into intents. It's been my most recent rabbit hole. And I was actually making a video about intents today, but I decided this will not make any sense to people, especially if they've only ever heard about near as a sharded blockchain. So let's just have an introductory video to the real modern near. Intents they also have a separate page here, powering a new era of transactions between AI and the real world. Near intents are a new type of transaction that allow for information, requests, assets, and actions to be exchanged between AI agents, services, and end users. So this category alone is mind-blowing too, because once we assume that we have AI that we can trust, we can give it all our personal data, it's not going to be exploited by others. What follows is an entire new sector in the economy of AI agents transacting with each other to fulfill our wishes and our commands, which in technical terms, that would be the intents. So there's a whole bunch of technical primitives here being built to unlock that. Some of the problems that we see in this category now are agents are super limited. At most, you see a single agent that you use, I don't know, to learn German, or there's some cool technology out there like crew.ai or swarms where you can deploy several agents to work for you. But agents interacting on your behalf in the wider economy, we just don't have the technology for it yet. That section unpacks how to discover each other, payments, dispute resolution. There's an entire new economy that will be unlocked there. And then finally, we've got chain abstraction. Chain abstraction connects all assets across all chains between AI and users. Chain abstraction to me, in the most simple terms, is mass adoption. How do we remove any barriers, any friction to enable anyone, anywhere, including AIs, to get value or get what they want to get done? So hopefully with this overview of what Near is, or what it has evolved into, of what it stands for now, and what we'll be doing over the next few months, everyone can get a much better understanding of where we're at. And I'd love to hear in the comment section, or just quote tweet me, which areas are you most interested in? Which questions do you have? I'll be making videos about each one of these categories in the upcoming days and weeks, but there's a lot to cover, so I'd love to hear from you. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you soon. Bye.